Hi students, how are you doing? Today's topic is adrenal medulla. In the previous session, we have discussed already the adrenal cortex. The adrenal medulla is derived from ectoderm. It's derived from ectoderm during the embryonic stages. That's the first point. It's the inner part of the adrenal gland as we have discussed in the previous session. Okay. Adrenal medulla is a very important hormone, but not as important as the adrenal cortex. Why? Because if we remove the adrenal cortex, it leads to the person's death. But if we remove the adrenal medulla, nothing happens. Because there is a compensatory effect is there in the form of sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic ganglion. Sympathetic ganglion. So these are the nerve fibers of sympathetic ganglion. For example, these are the nerve fibers of sympathetic ganglion, which releases the very important neurotransmitter called as norepinephrine. Norepinephrine. That's a neurotransmitter released by the nerve endings of the nerve fibers of the sympathetic ganglion. And this has the same effect as the adrenal medulla hormones. See here, the adrenal medulla hormones have the same effect as those of the neurotransmitters released by the endings of the nerve fibers of the sympathetic ganglion. What does it mean? Even if adrenal medulla is not present, there is a structure called as sympathetic ganglion which can protect here and which has the same functions as that of the hormones of the adrenal medulla. So even if the adrenal medulla is damaged, nothing happens. On the other hand, if the adrenal cortex is damaged, gone, everything is down here. It leads to the person's death. So that's the crucial difference. So it derived from ectoderm, and its compensatory effect is there in the form of sympathetic ganglion nerve fibers which releases the norepinephrine neurotransmitter here. So this adrenal medulla works as a close conjunction with the sympathetic nervous system, and that's why this is called as the sympathetico medullary system. Sympathetico medullary system. Why? Because sympathetico means sympathetic, medullary means adrenal medulla. So this adrenal medulla works in very close conjunction with which one? The sympathetic nervous system here. And according to some sources, the third point, according to some sources, the adrenal medulla is nothing but modified sympathetic ganglion. Modified sympathetic ganglion. And the sympathetic ganglion stimulates the adrenal medulla. The sympathetic ganglion stimulates because I told you that the nerve fibers, nerve endings, they releases the neurotransmitter norepinephrine and stimulates which one? Adrenal medulla. As a result, adrenal medulla releases the hormones. Two hormones are released here. The two hormones are released in the form of epinephrine and norepinephrine. These are the two hormones released by the adrenal medulla. Okay, students, this is the fourth point to be remembered here. Okay, students, so 4 points we have discussed. The adrenal medulla releases which one? The hormones, two hormones called as epinephrine and norepinephrine, and these are called as catecholamines. Catecholamines. And these are derived from single amino acid. So it's a hormone, epinephrine, norepinephrine are the catecholamines, and they are derived from single amino acid. That's why chemically they are the amino acid hormones, that is amine hormones, because they are derived from single amino acid. Okay, students, and they are called as catecholamines, epinephrine and norepinephrine. There is no difference actually except their stimulating effect may be different slightly, but there is no difference with respect to their functions. Even this called as norepinephrine, they are not called as antagonistic hormones. In the previous cases, we have already discussed, isn't it? Antagonistic hormones, bacho. What are the antagonistic hormones? Type in the comment box below. We have discussed, isn't it? One is thyrocastonin. Antagonistic hormone is which one? Parathyroid. Type in the comment box below, all of you first. And melatonin and melanocyte stimulating hormone, they are the antagonistic hormones. Then what are the antagonistic hormones released by the pancreas, islets of Langerhans? All of you type in the comment box below. There are two antagonistic hormones released by the pancreatic islets of Langerhans, which we will be discussing in the next session. What are these? All of you type in the comment box below first. So these epinephrine and norepinephrine are called as catecholamines, and they are derived from single amino acids, and that's why they are called as amine hormones. Okay, students. So these are also called as emergency hormones. Emergency hormones. Why they are called as emergency hormones? Let's discuss now. This is the fourth point to be discussed here. So why they are called as emergency hormones? Let's discuss here. Okay, students. Okay, students, some buffering in the form of boat rubbing, isn't it? Meanwhile, all of you relax. And now this epinephrine and norepinephrine. Norepinephrine, they are called as emergency hormones. They are chemically catecholamines, amine hormones. Okay, why they are called as emergency hormones? Emergency means it's a very important thing for the survival of the human beings, isn't it? This emergency is in the form of physical emergency, physical state emergency, and emotional emergency. Emotional means in the form of, you know, the emotions, isn't it? Very famous. Why? Because you are getting the anger. Anger is an emotion. Grief, sadness, grief. And next one is fear. Fearful of examinations. Exam fear is very common among the bacho, isn't it? So anger, grief, fear. That's called as emotional stress. Emotional stress, emergency, emotional emergency. Next one is physical emergency. What is that? Lowered BP. Blood pressure is lowered. Lowered sugar levels, that is glucose levels. Okay, pain, any pain, okay, any coldness, etc. is called as physical emergency, and this is an emotional emergency. In such situations, instantly the two hormones called as epinephrine and norepinephrine are released by the adrenal medulla here. They are called as catecholamines here. Okay, students, what is the emotional emergency? Let's take the fear as an example. Because fear is very common now. All of you bacho. Exam fear. Need exam. Okay, September 12th. Oh, it's postponed. Still only a few days left. Only a few weeks left. What should I do? Even if it is postponed further, what should I do? So you have got most of the students, if not all the students, the fear factor is very common. That is called as emotional emergency. In such situations, the epinephrine and norepinephrine is released much more. Now, let's take the example of fear. Then how the emergency is met. Let's discuss now. When you are fearful, fear, what happens? Example, when you are walking on the streets, suddenly there is a German Shepherd approaching you. You are seeing, the dog is seeing, you are seeing, the dog is seeing, then it wants to bite you. It wants to attack you. Then you are fearful. That is an emergency. Then what will you do? There are two methods here by which you can meet this fear. One is either you will fight with the dog or fly away from the dog. Flight means flying away, running away. It's very common, isn't it? When you are fearful. So F stands for fear, F stands for fight, F stands for flight. That's why these are called as F hormones. F hormones. Fear, fight, flight hormones. Interesting, quite interesting, isn't it? So fight. Example, when you want to fight, where is the energy coming? The energy is coming to the hands. When you want to box, when you want to attack, the energy should be coming to which one? Hands. That's why a total energy is supplied from the rest of the body to the hands, because you are fighting. On the other hand, you are flying away, running away. That is what as here. The energy should be coming to which one? Legs. Because legs should be very energetic, isn't it, to run away. So to meet the emergency situation called as fear, you should be having either energy to the hands, that is fighting, or to the legs, that is flying away here. That is called as emergency situation. For example, you are flying away, running away, because that's a very common method, isn't it? So that's here. What happens here? The total energy must be supplied to the legs here. What happens now for the rest of the body? The blood is supplied here. That is, more blood supply should be there for the legs. More blood supply. Why more blood supply? Because to meet the emergency situation. For example, flying away. Flight. More to the legs, isn't it? Because legs are meeting here. So more blood supply. More blood supply. If more blood supply means which one? More blood should be pumped. Which one is pumping? The central pumping organ called as heart. More cardiac output. That is, more blood supply means more cardiac output. More cardiac output. For more cardiac output, what is necessary? The intensity of heart contraction should be increased here. Intensity of heart contraction is increased. The intensity of heart contraction is increased. That is, systolic. Systole is increased. More cardiac output. That is, more blood is pumped here. Which one is carrying this one? The blood vessels are carrying here. More blood pressure. That's why more blood pressure. More blood pressure here. More blood pressure means which one? Constriction of arteries. Constriction of arteries. You know, arteries, systemic arteries here. When there is a constriction, for example, you are holding a water pipe, you want to clean the tiles. What will you do? Just to press like this. If it is like this, you press like this. That's called as constriction. When there is a constriction, the water pressure is increased here. The same way, when there is a constriction of the blood vessel, for example, this is a normal diameter. If there is a constriction, it becomes like this. This is called as constriction, means narrowing of the blood vessels. As a result, the area is decreased, the pressure is increased here, because area is inversely proportional to the pressure. So more blood pressure means more constriction of arteries means more blood pressure. So more blood is pumped to the instantly, which one? Legs. So this is our main method here, my dear bachon. So what is required here now? More blood is supplied, okay. Then what is required? Which one is actually supplying the energy? Actually, it is a cell which is supplying the energy now. See here, this is a cell, for example, plasma membrane I'm talking here. So mitochondria is taking which one? The glucose molecule and also oxygen molecule, of course water. So what is required now here? Glucose molecule is required. That is, the epinephrine and norepinephrine are acting on which one? Liver cells, hepatocytes. So these hormones are acting on the liver cells. As a result, the liver cells releases which one? Because the liver cells contains which one? Glycogen. Isn't it? Glycogen is stored in the liver cells. So the epinephrine, norepinephrine, they act on the hepatocytes, liver cells, and where the glycogen is stored here, so that the glycogen is converted into which one? Glucose. And also, that is called as a glycogenolysis. And also, the protein molecules are also broken, and also lipid molecules are also broken into the glucose. That is, the emergency hormones, they influence the carbohydrate metabolism. They also influence the protein and lipid metabolism. So overall, what is supplied here? Instantly, glucose is supplied to the blood. In this way, blood is instantly supplied. That is called as a glucose. More glucose is supplied here because there is a process of conversion of glycogen into the glucose molecule, and that's called as the glycogenolysis. Lysis means splitting of the glycogen molecule is called as the glycogenolysis. Splitting of the lipid molecule and protein molecule into the glucose molecule by the gluconeogenesis. So in this way, the emergency hormones are influencing the carbohydrate, lipid, and also protein metabolism. Overall, the glucose is supplied here. So body is also required, bacho. Oxygen is required now. Where from oxygen coming? More breathing. That's why you are fearful, stressed, worried, angry. You are doing like this here. Why? Because you need more oxygen. That is a physiological reason. You need more oxygen, bacho. That's why we breathe more. So more oxygen means more breathing here. More breathing. More breathing. More oxygen is there. That is called as here dilation here. Dilation means expansion of the bronchioles. Dilation of the bronchioles. Clear, bacho? And next one is, which one is supplying oxygen? Okay, more oxygen is there in the body, okay. But which one is supplying oxygen to the cells for metabolism? It's a RBC, because RBC inside contains a hemoglobin. So that oxygen binds with the hemoglobin to form the oxyhemoglobin. That is what is required here now. More hemoglobin. More hemoglobin means more RBCs. That is more erythropoiesis happen. More erythrocytes means RBC should be there. And which one is forming the erythrocytes? It's a red bone marrow. More erythropoiesis. More erythropoiesis. That is more production of which one? RBCs. Okay, more erythropoiesis actually. Which one is stimulating the red bone marrow? It's a erythropoietin released by the JG cells, juxtaglomerular cells of the nephrons of the kidneys. The JG cells of the nephrons of the kidneys, they releases the hormone called as erythropoietin. As a result, the erythropoietin hormone is stimulating the red bone marrow for more erythropoiesis. More erythrocytes means more hemoglobin. More hemoglobin means more oxyhemoglobin is formed, so that more oxygen is supplied to the cells for metabolism here. So after metabolism, what is released here, bacho? Of course, ATP is released here for the legs, and this boy is just running just like anything here, as if there is a end of the world. He is running like this here because the dog, German Shepherd, is after him, bacho, isn't it? He had to save his life, isn't it? So ATP is released here. It's okay. By which the boy is running with the legs. Okay. Along with the ATP, what is also released? More heat is released here. More heat. Isn't it? More heat means, of course, more carbon dioxide. That is a different story. But here we are bothered about here. More heat. More heat means more body temperature. Raising of the body temperature. That is why when we are fearful, you are angry, you are worrying, you are stressful. NEET examination is about to, result is about to declare within 1 hour. You are getting the sweat. Wow, why? Why you are getting the sweat? Because of this situation here. More metabolism, more catabolism, more heat is released here, more body, raising of the body temperature. If more raising of the body temperature means the thermoregulation must be done. Isn't it? That because a normal body temperature must be maintained means excess of body heat must be reserved. Isn't it? It means released here. Excess of body heat must be released. Isn't it? That's why you are getting the more sweat, because through the sweat excess of body heat is lost. So more sweating also here. More sweating here. Because of this one, more heat and more sweating. And dilation of the pupil. What is dilation? Expansion. For example, the eyeball is like this here. It is dilated here. Means expanded. Dilation of the pupil happens here. And also piloerection. What is that next one? Piloerection. This one as raising of the hair, body hair, skin hair, isn't it? They become straightened. That's called as goosebumps, you say, isn't it? Piloerection. Involuntary erection of the hair on the skin is called as piloerection. Also happens because this meet the emergency situation here. Okay. And what is more important is, equally important is, there is also smoothening. Next point here, and because there is no space here, this space is being adjusted here. Piloerection. Piloerection. Next one is smoothening of the muscles. That is smooth muscles of gastrointestinal tract. That is alimentary canal, which are from esophagus up to the rectum. The smooth muscles are present, isn't it? The smooth muscles of the gastrointestinal tract, they get relaxed. They get relaxed. When they get relaxed, it inhibits the peristalsis. Because the smooth muscles, when they are relaxing, it inhibits the peristalsis. The wave of contractions are inhibited. And also the smooth muscles of urinary bladder. The smooth muscles of urinary bladder. Urinary bladder are also relaxed. They are also relaxed. Because the smooth muscles of urinary bladder are relaxed, the urination is inhibited. There is no emptying of the urinary bladder. There is an inhibition of release of urine from the urinary bladder because of the relaxation of the smooth muscles of the urinary bladder. Okay, students. So this is called as an emergency situation because of the which one? The fear factor here, because of which he has to either fight with the dog or fly away from the dog here. Because of this one, the emergency situation is met here. That's why the epinephrine and norepinephrine are called as emergency hormones. Now this epinephrine, norepinephrine, they are released by which one? Adrenal medulla. Because adrenal medulla contains the chromaffin cells. Next point, they contains the chromaffin cells. Adrenal medulla contains which one? Chromaffin cells. The chromaffin cells releases the epinephrine. 80% of catecholamines are epinephrines. 80% of catecholamines are epinephrines. Only 20% around approximately are norepinephrines. Because the chromaffin cells, if they contain the necessary enzymes, the norepinephrine is converted into epinephrine. If the chromaffin cells does not have the necessary enzymes, because of which they can't convert the norepinephrine into epinephrine. That's why more quantities of epinephrine, almost 80% of catecholamines are epinephrines, only 20% are norepinephrines were shown. Okay, students. So when you are meeting the emergency, it can be physical emergency or emotional emergency. These are fear, okay, and also anger and grief, that's called as emotional emergency. The emergency hormones called as epinephrine and norepinephrine are released. Okay, what's all of you? That's all for today. Bye, students.